We're under the main scaffold. Construction's actually underway, which is great. What you can see is the main spine, which is the core of the structure, hovering up in there, which is supported in 3 ways: a cross beam, this acro prop, and some rope. So it's basically a lintel, really. It's like Stonehenge. 2 verticals, a horizontal lintel, and then on that the spine is resting, so you're transferring the load down to the ground via the legs. Next task will to be putting in these rump. They'll probably overlap over that tail to spine joint and dive in down behind the hind leg just above the hock. And lifting method is the chain hoist. We use it to drag the pieces from just at the edge of the scaffold. There's some webbing slings fixed to the very top line of the scaffold. That's our main lifting beam. So yeah, next stage is to find them.
It's beginning to look as though more wet weather is closing in today. Phil has selected a piece for this rump, which has its sapwood already removed. Now he is cutting it nearer to the shape he requires. Phil now needs to haul this rump close to its position. It will overlap the tail and spine joints and connect to the hind leg above the hock. The threatened wet weather has arrived, but Phil will continue until the rain becomes unbearable. The rain has arrived and become so relentless that work has to be suspended for the time being. This year we have experienced more rainfall than in the past 100 years. This weather has caused major delays to the production of the sculptures. It's mid-July, and again time for our annual Medieval Festival. We are proud that once more it is opened by our patron, the actor and historian, Mr. Robert Hardy. He began by meeting members of the Colchester Watch, who provided an escort for the Deputy Mayor.
Gentlemen of Colchester, Deputy Mayor, Mary, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honour once again to open this astonishing collection of dedicated and skilled people, and all of you who come just to look at what the skilled folk, the armourers, the bowyers, the fletchers, shoemakers, the leather workers, and all of those whose work you will see round about the place, not to say the painters in the exhibition tent, which are really worth looking at. They're absolutely marvellous. I think it wonderful that so many of you, of the performers and of the... There's a very tall man who's arrived. A giant from the east. Greetings to you. I think it wonderful that so many people come from far and near to join in this celebration, which after all is to commemorate not only a victory, but a defeat and the death of very many people and a complete change of monarchy in the country. For the better, it has to be said. So, to exhort you all, here's a word or two in your ear. Now set the teeth and stretch the nostril wide, hold hard the breath, and bend up every spirit to its full height. On! You noblest English, whose blood is fetched from fathers of war-proof. Dishonour not your mothers, now attest that those whom you called fathers did beget you. Be copy now to men of grosser blood and teach them how to war. And you good yeomen whose limbs were made in England, show us here the mettle of your pastures. Let us swear that you are worth your breeding, which I doubt not, for there is none of you so mean and base that hath not noble lustre in your eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. The game's afoot. Follow your spirit, and upon this charge cry, God for Edward, Tewkesbury, and St. George. And in this day of Jubilee, this year of Jubilee, let us add to our cries as we go forward. Cry God for Harry, Wills, Charles, and Her Majesty the Queen. Thank you for your attention. The fete is now open. The glove goes on the pole to prove that everything is now away. Underway.
To keep up to date with Phil's production of the sculptures, please look at the monthly reports on our website.